What's good, cuz? Welcome back to the channel, and today I'm bringing you guys a little bit of a different video. We're not going to be playing any games in today's video. We are going to be discussing the 2021 NFL playoff bracket and make our pick on who we think is going to go to the Super Bowl. We're going to go game by game and have some fun. So if you guys are excited for today's video, please drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. This is the first video you're seeing from me. I would greatly appreciate it. But without further ado, I hope you guys enjoy the video, and let's get it.
Minika, watch me on Twitch, ooh, I'm streaming. I'm on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, red button beaming. Let's get that sub count, take over YouTube, ooh, we teaming. My content so hot, ooh, yeah, I'm steaming. Ooh, yeah, I'm steaming, red button beaming.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to make our picks for the 2021 playoffs in the NFL. But before we get into it, I just want to give a quick disclaimer. These are not going to be expert picks. I have not done advanced research on these games. I'm just going to be making picks based off of my opinion and, just from watching football in general. But with that being said, I will be giving my own take on why I think that team will win the respective game. Okay, so let's see what we have up first, and I will start with the AFC. The Ravens going to the Tennessee Titans. Titans being the 4 seed and Ravens being the 5 seed. They are both 11-5, so a pretty even matchup. Obviously, the Titans and Derrick Henry got the best of the Ravens last year, so this is a rematch of last year's divisional round where they went to Baltimore and beat the Ravens, who were the 1 seed at the time. I'm honestly gonna go with the Ravens in this game. I think Baltimore is gonna get the revenge for last year. I think they'll be able to stop Derrick Henry a little bit, and the Ravens offense has just been playing so well. Lamar Jackson, J.K. Dobbins, and the run game has just been so good for the Ravens, and I believe they have a better defense than the Titans. I'm not saying they have a great defense, but I think they have a better one than the Titans and will be able to get a crucial stop when it matters. But I think this will be a very high scoring game, but I think the Ravens will come out on top. I wouldn't consider it an upset because they have the same record, but if you want to, obviously the Ravens are the lower seed, so you could consider it that. Okay, up next we have a rematch of week 17, but obviously there'll be some different players on the field. We have the Browns now going to the Steelers. Obviously we just saw this matchup in week 17 where the Browns did beat the Steelers to get in, but obviously that was without Big Ben. I think TJ Watt wasn't playing, some other guys in their defense, and maybe some other offensive players. I'm not sure exactly who wasn't playing for the Steelers, but I know Big Ben, TJ Watt, those guys were resting, so they did not see the full Steelers, which they will see when they go to Pittsburgh, the Browns, and they play the Steelers this week. They will have the Steelers at 100%, and we'll really see who the better team is between these two teams. Honestly, I like the Browns' offensive game. I like Nick Chubb. I like Kareem Hunt. Their run game is really, really good. Way better than the Steelers' run game. The Steelers cannot run the ball for anything, so they're really going to have to rely on Big Ben's arm and getting the ball down the field if he's able to do it like he did against the Colts in the second half in week 16. If that's a sign of things to come, if Big Ben will be able to stretch the field and get the ball downfield, I think their defense of the Pittsburgh Steelers will be able to put a stop to the run game of the Browns. And if they can't get the play action going, I don't think Baker Mayfield will be as effective in the passing game, and I think the Steelers will win this one pretty handily, get their revenge for week 17, and I think they'll move on to the next round. Okay, last game of the wild card round for the AFC side. Bills versus the Colts. Colts going to Buffalo. First game in Buffalo for the playoffs in a long time. I don't remember the last time the Bills hosted a playoff game. But I think they roll the Colts here. I don't even think it's going to be much of a game, to be honest. The Colts defense is good, but the Bills offense is on a roll. Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs are on another level. Those guys are so in sync. I think they will dominate the Bills. The Bills have a pretty decent defense. I think they'll be able to stop Phillip Rivers and their run game. The only chance I think the Colts have is if they pound the ball with Jonathan Taylor a ton throughout this game. The Bills' run defense is not completely, great. So if they have any chance of this game, they have to keep the ball out of Phillip Rivers' hands and just run the ball with Jonathan Taylor. But I think the Bills are going to win this game pretty handedly and move on to the divisional round. So we're going to pick them, and then we'll go to the NFC. Okay, NFC, and the first game is going to be the 5-seeded Buccaneers, who are a 11-5, I believe. Yes, 11-5, going to the 7-9 Washington football team. Unbelievable. The NFC East was so bad this year. But honestly, the Washington football team's offense is terrible. Don't get me wrong. But Tom Brady has shown in the Buccaneers, they've had some trouble with teams that are able to get good pressure on Tom Brady, not let him sit in the pocket and dish it out to his wide receivers, Antonio Brown, Godwin, Evans. Obviously, I don't know the deal with Mike Evans right now. Yesterday, I'm recording this video on Monday. He had a little bit of an injury in the end zone in week 17. Is he going to be available of this game, I don't know, but still, I think the Buccaneers offense is going to be eventually going to break through, even if they have trouble at the beginning with Chase Young and Montez Sweat and all those guys on the football teams, front seven. I think they still roll them at some point. I don't think Washington's offense is pretty much going to do anything against this Buccaneers team. I'd see the Buccaneers blowing them out probably by at least 2 touchdowns or more. Buccaneers move on to the next round without a problem. Okay, the next game we have here are the 6th-seeded Rams going to Seattle in the NFC West tiebreaker matchup. They each won 1 each in the regular season, and I'm going to pick my first upset of this playoffs. I don't think I've picked any yet, right? The Buccaneers are not considered an upset, and the Ravens, I wouldn't really count them. But the Rams going to the Seahawks, if they are to beat them without Jared Goff, I don't know if he's playing yet. I'm still recording this early in the week, but I am picking them based off of their defense, and the Seattle offense has not been good at all the last half of this season. So I am picking the Rams and Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey to beat them in a defensive game, and I'm picking the Rams to go into Seattle and beat the Seattle Seahawks here and take this game. Okay, last game of the wild card round, and then we're going to move into the divisional. We have the 7th-seeded Bears going to the 2-seeded New Orleans Saints, and I don't think this one is going to be close either. I know these teams had a pretty close game the first time they met up, but that was in Chicago. But this time, Drew Brees, Alvin Kamara will be back, Latavius Murray will be back, Michael Thomas coming off the IR. I think their offense is way better than Chicago's, and you could say that's the Saints defense is even better than the Chicago defense. So I think that they are better than the Bears on both sides of the ball, and I think the Saints take this game pretty handedly. Okay, second set of games that we have here for the NFL playoffs. We have the NFL divisional round, and we'll start with the AFC once again. We have the 3-seeded Steelers going to the 2-seeded Buffalo Bills, and in this game, this is a rematch that they had a few weeks ago where the Steelers went to the Bills, and the Bills handled them pretty easily. Their defense played very, very well. If they're able to get some offensive firepower like they're capable of with Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, I think they'll be able to roll the Steelers in this case. I don't think the Steelers get past the Buffalo Bills here. I'm going to pick the Bills to go to the AFC Championship. Okay, up next we have the 5-seeded Ravens going to the Kansas City Chiefs, the number 1 seed. Obviously they had the bye, and I'm going to pick the Chiefs again here to handle business pretty easily. It's good for Lamar Jackson to get that playoff win. They got some experience under their belt. This is the first year he's going to get a playoff win when they beat the Titans, but they're not going to make it past the Chiefs. The Chiefs outplay the Ravens every time that they play them for some reason. Lamar Jackson never plays well, and Patrick Mahomes makes it look easy when they play the Ravens. I know they played at the beginning of the year, so you can't really take much from that because it was so long ago, but Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, you can't stop them. They're beasts. They could break the game in 1 or 2 plays every week. You never know what you're going to get from them. The Ravens' run game is really, really good. If they have any chance of beating them, it is going to be just keep running the ball, run up the score, hopefully, and keep Patrick Mahomes off the field as much as possible, but I don't know if that's going to happen. Okay, let's jump over to the NFC side, and now we have the 5-seeded Buccaneers up against the 2-seeded New Orleans Saints, once again playing each other. Tom Brady versus Drew Brees. Drew Brees has Michael Thomas back, Alvin Kamara back. He's got all of his weapons back, and he looks pretty good the last few games of the season. He's starting to get his arm back a little bit. He's being more accurate since suffering that injury. But I think if the Buccaneers have Mike Evans, I'm not sure if he's going to be playing. Like I said earlier, I don't know if he was how bad the injury was that he suffered in week 17. I think the Buccaneers finally get their win against the Saints. I think their offense is clicking on all cylinders. Gronkowski, AB is getting involved. Godwin is awesome. And if Mike Evans, like I said, is back, I know Lattimore usually gives him some issues. I think they'll be able to break through and win this game. They only scored 3 the last time that they played the Saints in Tampa Bay. They want some revenge. Tom Brady is not going to let Drew Brees beat him, 3 times in one season. It's just not going to happen. I'm going with the upset here. I'm picking the Buccaneers over the Saints. Okay, last game of the divisional round, and we have the 6-seeded Rams going to the number 1 seed in the NFC. Finally, the Packers are the number 1 seed and possibly get an NFC Championship game at home. Green Bay Packers. Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams are on another level right now. They are clicking on all cylinders. They're like Allen and Diggs, but even better in my opinion. I think they roll the Rams pretty easily. We don't even know if Jared Goff is going to be playing, and I don't think their defense will be able to hold up enough against Aaron Rodgers, and I'm going to pick the Packers to move on easily against the Los Angeles Rams, and they'll be playing an NFC Championship game in Lambeau Field. Okay, 2 more games here, and then we're on to the Super Bowl. So we have the AFC Championship game. We have the Buffalo Bills against the Kansas City Chiefs, and these teams played each other a few weeks ago as well. So the Chiefs did win that game, but since then, I think the Bills have won like 9 of their last 10 games or 10 of their last 11 games. I'm not sure exactly what that stat is, but they've been playing unreal on offense and defense. Their defense has been playing pretty well. They're putting up points like crazy offensively. They can hang with the Chiefs in terms of a shootout shootout, and their defense, like I said, is pretty good. On the other hand, though, you have Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill. You never know what you're going to get from them. They could break the game, like I said earlier, in 1 or 2 plays. I think it's just going to be too much for the Bills to handle in this case, even with that solid defense. I'd say the defense for the Bills is even better than the Chiefs, to be honest, but I think the Chiefs are just going to be able to outscore the Bills. This game is going to be a shootout, and I think the Chiefs are going to get it done and look to repeat in the Super Bowl and head on to Tampa Bay. The NFC Championship, Tom Brady against Aaron Rodgers in the playoffs. Never before seen. We thought it may happen in the Super Bowl one day. Never winded up happening, but we're finally going to get some playoff action between Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers at Lambeau Field. The Buccaneers are going to go there in late January. It's going to be cold. Tom Brady has played in the cold before, but the other guys probably haven't. Him and Gronkowski played at Foxborough. It was cold, but it wasn't nearly as cold as it was in Lambeau. We might have a snow game on our hands in late January at Lambeau Field, and I am going to take Aaron Rodgers playing his first championship game in Lambeau Field. Going to get back to the Super Bowl for the first time since 2010 when they won it. I think they beat the Buccaneers, go on to Super Bowl 55 to face the Kansas City Chiefs. Okay, last game of the 2020-2021 NFL season. Who would have thought we actually would get here with COVID and all this crazy stuff, but we got here, and we're going to have an awesome Super Bowl ahead of us if this is the matchup. The next big thing, you could say the big thing right now, Patrick Mahomes, the next great quarterback, or if you even want to say he is the best quarterback right now, going up against one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. People compared him to Aaron Rodgers when he first started his career, but here we go. Aaron Rodgers against Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl. I'm going to say it now. These defenses are okay, but I think Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes, they are going to shred each other's defenses. This is going to go touchdown for touchdown, field goal for field goal. This is going to be one of the most exciting Super Bowls we've ever seen. It's going to be a ton of fun to watch, and I think it's going to come down to whoever gets the ball last, to be completely honest. Whoever is able to have the money drive to either score a game-winning field goal, game-winning touchdown is going to be the one to take it, and I am going to go with the Kansas City Chiefs, cementing the beginning of this dynasty. 2 Super Bowls in a row, 3 AFC championships in 3 years, and until someone shows me that they could beat the Chiefs in the playoffs in these last 2 years, I'm not going to pick against them. I'm going to pick Patrick Mahomes. I'm going to let it rock with him, and I'm going to let him do the rest. So I'm taking the Kansas City Chiefs to win Super Bowl 55 over the Green Bay Packers. Okay, everyone, that's going to do it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed my 2020-2021 NFL playoff bracket. Let me know who you guys think is going to make the Super Bowl. Again, these are just my opinions. This is not 100% going to be the correct bracket. I hope it is. That'd be pretty crazy, but I could obviously be wrong. So leave your comments down below who you think is going to win the Super Bowl, and you can give me all the matchups, and we'll discuss in the comments and why you think they'll win those games. It'd be a ton of fun. If you enjoyed the video, please drop a like. I would greatly appreciate it, and subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Also, make sure to go follow me on my social media accounts, including my Twitter account, which we could talk about all the games as they're happening live on my Twitter. So I'll leave a link for that in the description as well. But that's going to do it for me today, guys. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Enjoy the NFL playoffs, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.